Donnie Brasco is a 1997 mob movie in which Johnny Depp plays Joseph D. Pistone, who was an FBI agent who went undercover with the alias Donnie Brasco to infiltrate a crime family, and in doing so he befriended mobster Lefty, played by Al Pacino. Donnie Brasco is considered something of a modern-day mob movie classic, and it was a departure from the usual tropes associated with mafia movies, which often portray gangsters as honourable characters, or men who live exuberant, joyful lifestyles where they are drowning in wealth. Donnie Brasco was a far more grounded and grittier film, focusing on low-level criminals buried in debt, just about scraping by financially, and living in fear of being murdered by their bosses for not making enough money. Here are 40 interesting pieces of fact and trivia about the movie. Number 1. The real-life Joseph D. Pistone, upon whom Johnny Depp's Donnie Brasco is based, said in an interview that he didn't see his family for at least 2 years while he was undercover. Number 2. In preparation for his role, Johnny Depp met the actual Pistone numerous times, spending months together talking and lifting weights, and he also took shooting lessons from the FBI. Number 3. According to Pistone, the movie is 85% accurate, and he is quoted as saying, "It portrays the mob the way it is." Number 4. The family scenes were shot last. According to director Mike Newell, it was like making a different movie. Number 5. Originally, Al Pacino was going to play Donnie Brasco. When instead deciding to play Lefty, Pacino himself recommended Johnny Depp for the lead role. Number 6. In an interview, Pistone said that he was originally supposed to be infiltrating the mob for a few months, but his total duration of going undercover was for 6 years. Number 7. The scene of Donnie Brasco practicing shooting at the FBI was inserted at the insistence of the studio, as they wanted a shot of Johnny Depp firing a gun so it could be used for the movie's trailer. Number 8. The F-word is used 185 times in the film. Number 9. According to Mike Newell, the first scene between Al Pacino and Johnny Depp was when the two are in a car discussing Lefty possibly getting out of the mob. During several takes, Depp would fart loudly, making Pacino become increasingly angry with him. Eventually, Depp reached under his seat and pulled out a whoopee cushion that he had been using, causing Pacino to break up laughing. According to Newell, this was Depp's way of breaking the ice between the two actors, and they subsequently had a close friendship for the rest of the shoot. Number 10. During a 2-day break in filming, Michael Madsen impulsively proposed to, and married, Diana Madsen. According to Madsen, Al Pacino was disgusted with Madsen's impulsiveness. In spite of this, the Madsen couple remain happily married. Number 11. In the DVD version of the film, the phrase "forget about it" is used 28 times. Number 12. This is one of Michael Madsen's favourite films out of the ones he has starred in. Number 13. Joe Pesci was director Michael Newell's first choice for Nicky, the role that Bruno Kirby plays, during the film's early stages in development, but the idea gradually faded with the releases of Goodfellas and Casino. Number 14. One of the reasons Johnny Depp was cast as Brasco is because he looked Italian. According to screenplay writer Paul Attanasio, Depp being arrested in 1994 for destroying a hotel room also helped him get the role, as he was seen as a dark and dangerous character. Number 15. Al Pacino, a known smoker, had actually quit by the time he started filming Donnie Brasco, so he instead smoked herbal cigarettes. According to Mike Newell, they smelled awful. Number 16. Al Pacino picked out his own sunglasses that he wears in the film himself, as Mike Newell said that he had a great eye for costume. In fact, much of Pacino's character was left to the actor's own stylistic choices, and Pistone did not completely approve of the film's representation of Lefty. Number 17. Joseph Pistone's pay structure, as Bonanno crime family associate Donnie Brasco, was to keep 50% of his FBI-funneled earnings, while Lefty Ruggiero took the rest. Lefty then split his take 50-50 with his captain Mike Sabella, who split his 25% with the Bonanno bosses. Number 18. At various points during the film's development, Tom Cruise, Andy Garcia and John Travolta were attached to star, and Stephen Frears was attached to direct. Number 19. Lefty's real name is Benjamin, which, ironically, means son of the right hand in Hebrew. Number 20. The real-life Donnie Brasco is in the film, playing Traficante's right-hand man in the boat scene, and he has one line, "Mr. Traficante's leaving," which he says to Sonny Black. Number 21. The undercover operation of Donnie Brasco led to the imprisonment of over 100 mobsters. Number 22. Pistone's family had no idea what he was doing, as discussing the case was strictly forbidden, and this took a huge toll on his relationship with his family. Number 23. During a crucial meeting between two mob families, partly set up by Pistone, the head of the Milwaukee family wanted to meet Donnie Brasco, but Pistone was unable to attend the meeting because he was at his wife's bedside after she suffered a near-fatal car accident on the way to the airport to pick him up. Number 24. At the end of the movie, where Lefty says goodbye to his wife, asks her to give Donnie a message if he calls, takes his jewelry off, and walks out of his home after being summoned by his bosses, followed by a gunshot, implies that Lefty was killed because he failed to identify that Donnie was an FBI mole. In real life, Lefty Ruggiero was intercepted by the FBI before he could be killed. The fate of Lefty in the film actually happened to Sonny Black, Michael Madsen's character, who took off his jewelry after he had been sent for by his superiors and gave it to his favorite bartender before being murdered. His body was found on Staten Island a year later, with Joe Massino being convicted in 2005, 8 years after the film's release, for orchestrating his murder. Number 25. The real-life Lefty was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder, extortion, distribution of a controlled, dangerous substance, and running an illegal gambling operation. He received a 20-year prison sentence, but was granted early parole in 1992, 11 years into his sentence, on account of his terminal lung cancer, and he died in 1994. Number 26. It took 2 years for Joseph Pistone, posing as a jewel expert and thief, to succeed in embedding himself into the operations of the Banana crime family, as this was when he came into contact with Lefty. Number 27. During his time undercover, Brasco was reportedly ordered to commit 4 contract killings. As he was unable to refuse his mob orders, but at the same time unable to play an active part in a murder under the FBI's rules, Brasco would either manipulate himself out of the hit, or the FBI would stage a fake killing. Number 28. Reportedly, Pistone was so impressed with Johnny Depp's performance that he said when he closed his eyes and listened, he couldn't tell if it was Johnny Depp talking or if he was listening to himself. Number 29. Pistone was so convincing in his undercover role as a mobster that the Banana crime family was considering having him made, i.e. fully initiated into the family, before they learned he was working for the FBI. Number 30. This is one of 2 films in which Al Pacino and Johnny Depp star, as they would later play themselves in the Adam Sandler comedy Jack and Jill. Number 31. In a rare instance, the Banana crime family was booted out of the Mafia Commission, the mob's governing body, due to the security breaches of having an FBI mole in their family. Number 32. Pistone, who is still alive at the time of the making of this video, has to live far away from cities that have mob activity, as he still has a contract on his head and his life is in constant danger. To this day, he lives under an assumed name and has had to move several times. Number 33. Al Pacino's character Lefty really did have a pet line. Number 34. Though Pistone has clearly been through a lot and he remains with a contract on his head, he is happy with the work he has done, saying, "As I look at the ravaged state of New York's 5 families and its Mafia Commission today, I feel more than satisfied that my unfinished business is finally finished." Number 35. Lefty Ruggiero had worked as a loyal foot soldier for the mob for around 30 years and is alleged to have killed 26 people. Number 36. In his 6th year undercover, Pistone's life was in jeopardy when his first mafia mentor, Tony Mira, was released from prison and demanded a cut of Pistone's earnings as he felt he was the one who introduced him to the mob. Mira also lied to the Banana bosses, saying that Brasco had earned $250,000 on a heroin deal and he had not shared the money with the family. If Pistone was found guilty, he could have been killed, and as he was not a made man, he could not defend himself. Instead, over a 2-month period, several meetings were held where Lefty defended Donnie Brasco, and he was ultimately not killed. Number 37. With Pistone's hundreds of hours worth of wiretap records, his testimony helped a federal grand jury return a 17-count indictment against Sonny Black, his friend Lefty, and other members of the mafia. Number 38. After a civil war, Sonny Black ordered Brasco to kill rival Anthony Bruno Indelicato. Brasco and the FBI planned to arrest Indelicato before the scheduled day of the hit, but were unable to find him. Because of this, as well as tensions and shootings in the family, in addition to the increasing amount of danger Pistone was in, the FBI decided to end Operation Donnie Brasco. Pistone argued that he should stay on, as he was close to being a made man, but the FBI disagreed. Number 39. It is thought that the New York Mafia families created new rules in order to thwart future undercover operations, including that a new member must kill someone before he is made a soldier, and 2 family members, instead of 1, must vouch for them with their own lives. And finally, number 40. After Operation Donnie Brasco was shut down, Joseph Pistone retired from the FBI, and he received a $500 check for his services. He went on to write the book, Donnie Brasco, My Life Undercover in the Mafia, which was the foundation for this film, Donnie Brasco. So there you have it. If you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification button. Thanks for watching.